everybody and welcome back to the Traxion channel for another brand new video, and today I am back on Grid World on the original Race Driver Grid for another episode of my playthrough series. Now, last time out we had a little bit of difficulty in the touring cars. It was my first attempt at the Global Racing League and it did not go to plan whatsoever. We were kind of brought back down to earth after a couple of really good performances before then, but this time we're going to make amends. We might be making some team changes as well, so keep an eye out for that. But before we jump into the episode, I do want to briefly touch on something called Grid Legends. Now, as many of you know, Grid Legends is coming out on the 25th of February, so we really don't have too long to wait now. And I am going to be doing the story mode and career mode in a similar playthrough style series to this, but I'm going to be doing it over on the Twitch channel. So if you head over to Twitch, type in TraxionGG and give them a follow, you'll be able to follow the next series of this kind of thing, but over on Twitch. I am going to continue this series on YouTube, so do not worry. The uploads will continue on Sundays, and we are going to get through this game, so I'm still fully in original Race Driver Grid mode. So let's jump into the episode.
Right now, I'm in the last position. Okay, you've moved into ninth.
So the plan was to jump in here and show you what happened. However, there was a bit of a game crash when I was trying to change some sponsorships, and this is the footage we've salvaged.
Well done, John.
So what I'm going to do is try and reconstruct the events that have just happened as best as possible. First off, I had to buy a car. And there's my car, the Audi R10, £10 million. Yes please, I want it. Before I jump in and do this race, however, there is one more thing I need to do. Now, I have £4.5 million left over from that purchase, and I'm going to have to make some changes to the team personnel. I said at the start of the last episode that this would likely be Lee Niven's final outing, and he got binned off in the first corner on the first lap of the first race, and then he proceeded to try and take me out a few times at the Nürburgring. Now, I have seen the tweets, and justice for Lee Niven was trending on Twitter last night. But you've got to remember, guys, I'm not the one making the decisions, it's Rick and John Traxion who are making the decisions. There is a guy here, Joachim Muller. Now, it looks like his skills are well balanced across the board. He's signing on fees over 2 million and he takes 65% of the winnings, which is a lot, but he's ranked expert as well, a speciality in prototypes. This guy could be very beneficial to Rick Racing, and I think we're going to take a chance on Joachim Muller. Joachim? I think it's Joachim. We're going to go with Joachim. Doing a direct comparison of stats, that's Joachim's stats on the right there, and this is Lee's stats. So Lee is stronger in a lot of areas, but Joachim's more balanced across the entire board. And to be honest, we don't want someone who's going to go out there and destroy us in the championship, because that's not going to be beneficial. We want someone that's going to be a really, really good second driver. Welcome to the team, Muller.
Really? This guy? Okay, you're the boss.
Carmen. So the first race was at Donington, and it went absolutely fine. I managed to make a lot of progress through the pack in the first lap, managed to get up to the lead ahead of my teammate Joachim Muller, who had a bit of an attitude.
Yes, I see you now.
And we're up into P2.
I'm there ahead of you. No surprise, I caught up to you.
Oh, that was a bit sassy. After that, though, nothing else interesting happened, and I ended up taking home the victory in the first race. Moving on to race 2, and it was a very similar story. If this goes as I expect it to, I'll get past Joachim early on in the race, and then I'll see you at the checkered flag.
No surprise, I caught up to you.
He's very sassy. Not so keen on that attitude. Anyway, see you at the end. Welcome to the end. One corner to go. This car is an absolute dream to drive. It's so easy, and again, it's going to be a 1-2. I think I'm going to do cockpit camera for the next race as well. For race 3, I decided to try the cockpit camera at Spa to see how it would be. Now, I took the lead into turn 1. That was all absolutely fine. I had a bit of a moment through the chicane after the Kemmel Straight, though. 240 miles an hour into the chicane. I've gone straight over the grass. That's bad, that's bad. Either way, I survived that and went on to once again win with a big margin and secured the third 1-2 for Rick Racing in 3 races. The fourth and final race was at Harama, and things got off to a slightly more dramatic start. Oh, I've almost lost it. Just about held it together. Joachim's just spun out. I've made contact with someone else. Oops-a-daisy. But once things had settled down and I managed to get the race lead, I went on to win 4 races out of 4 and a clean sweep in the new Audi R10. Get in.
Good job, you did it.
I then went to put some new sponsors on the car, the game crashed, the recording corrupted, yada yada, so I'm just going to pick things off from there. So because I've won every championship in one particular license, I think that unlocks a new special event that we haven't seen yet in this career mode so far, so we will get to that. But beforehand, I do believe it's time for another Le Mans 24-hour race, and at least you will get to see the Audi R10 in action a little bit. We're going to leave all the settings as they are, except I'm going to turn on lock-to-head camera, and we're going to do it from cockpit view, just so you guys actually get to see what that looks like, and the reason why I haven't been using it so far in this career mode.
I don't care what the standings say. This guy's a proven winner. Watch him.
Okay, we're up against factory Audis in our Audi. This is the cockpit camera. We've got our teammate starting up in second. If I win this, this will be my last ever Le Mans. Basically, I just want to win the LMP1s. I've won it in every other class, and that'll complete the full sweep. So, I just need to win this race. And so far, in LMP1s, it's been plain sailing, but Le Mans is always a little bit more tricky than the European Le Mans series. But it's been a nice clean start so far. Around the outside of Pirro. Now we're up into P3, so already very, very promising start.
I'm there ahead of you.
Sassy Joachim's back. So you can hear the diesel engine straining. 260 miles an hour down the first section of the Mulsanne Straight. That is incredible speed. And we've got an Audi 1234 at the moment.
I am directly behind you.
It's Rick racing the privateer versus the might of Yost Audi. Into the second Mulsanne chicane. I'm going to try very hard not to crash into the greatest of all time, Tom Christensen, who's won the last 10 in a row in this game or something like that. In terms of actual racing action, you really didn't miss much with that first series, because the first lap of Donington was pretty exciting, and the first few laps of Harama, everything in between was just really easy, driving at the front and basically driving away. I did have a massive accident, or almost accident, through the chicane at Spa. Round the outside of Christensen, through the Porsche curves, no problem at all, and that is P1. Okay, I'm going to see what kind of lap time we can do at Le Mans in the dark with cockpit camera and no rewinds. So I really can't afford to bin it, but I'm curious to see how quick this thing will get around a whole lap. Be interesting to see what it's going to be like to enter Indianapolis at 256 miles an hour. Easily flat, brake straight for the left-hander, hit the curb. It's actually not too bad at all. Honestly, cockpit camera is not quite as bad as I expected, but I think that's because I know the track well, I trust the car, and I've not got AI around me. I feel like if you were in the pack, in a track like a street circuit or something with lots of bumps and 90-degree corners, it's going to be very difficult to coordinate yourself with this cockpit camera. That was a bit sketchy into the Porsche curves. Lost a bit of time there. Okay, forward chicanes. I'm going to take them very fast, but can't commit too much with no damage. Okay, we got through. What's the lap time going to be? 2 minutes 40.6. Could you imagine a real life lap at 2 minutes 40? That'd be ridiculous. If this stays the way it's going at the moment, it's going to be 5 races in this car, 5 very easy wins, and perhaps the easiest racing I've actually done in the entire series, which is ridiculous when you consider you're in probably the most expensive and probably the fastest car. Having said that, maybe that's what you pay the money for a car that makes things easy for you. It does look at the moment like it's going to be our last Le Mans in this game, and I've just got to say, it's been a lot of fun doing Le Mans across the years in different classes. You do have to do it too often, in my opinion. The season only lasting 3 or 4 races is a bit too short, because you do get a little bit tired of Le Mans over and over again. It would be nice if it was maybe once every 10. It would have more of a special feeling to it, but nevertheless, it's really cool, and it's fun to drive such a ridiculously fast version of the circuit. That's us coming to the end. Less than 5 seconds to go. It's going to be an Audi 1234.
Congratulations. You won the 24 Hours of Le Mans race. Hell of a job.
Yes. I've finally done it. The overall win at Le Mans for John Traxion, ahead of Tom Christensen, who's finally beaten, and Muller in 3rd and Pirro 4th. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for Audi. Happy days. So that brings an end to Season 7, 4 event wins, £25 million won, and over $1 million reputation. By far and away our best season yet in terms of numbers. We end the season in the top 100 for driver ranking, 71st place for John Traxion, and
Well done,
Rick
John.
Racing.
Fantastic news. Our team is now in the top 10.
Carmen said it herself, top 10.
Get ready. The season starts here. Good news. Ravenwest Motorsport challenged us to a head-to-head showcase event. There's a major prize from a big sponsor.
This
Let's
is what I was
show them
talking
how much
about.
We've improved this season.
Head to head with Ravenwest. This is what I was talking about. So for the first time, I've won every championship within one particular license, and I've got a Ravenwest head to head. I'm actually going to turn the lock to head camera setting off so we can go back to chase cam just for this Ravenwest 1v1, because that's the one I'm most comfortable with, and I feel like this challenge is going to be one of the hardest things we've done so far.
Ravenwest Motorsport are a class act. Just do your best, kid. You can't
Okay, it's me versus Nathan McCain. I'm actually in a Ravenwest livery for this head-to-head challenge, which is interesting. We're going to change the view again, back to what we're used to. Looks like we've got 3 laps of the Nürburgring in reverse. That is very interesting, and I do not know this layout, so it's going to be properly tough, this. Heading backwards through the chicane. Bit of curb, bit of grass. Oh, I've already spun it. No, 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 this is bad. This is bad. I'm going to have to just learn the track as quickly as possible and do my best to catch up. But we're already 7 seconds behind with that mistake. Maybe I should have stuck to cockpit camera. To the hairpin. Oh, I'll tell you what, Nürburgring in reverse is very cool. You know what, I am going to switch back to the cockpit camera. Got nothing to lose now anyway. Let's chase down Nathan. Backwards round the first hairpin. It's a really bad first lap, and I honestly think I'm as far behind Nathan as I have been. Let's see if I've closed the gap at all.
Nice driving.
Oh no.
Way to keep it clean.
8.5 seconds back. That is bad. The run through the Schumacher S's is awesome in reverse, so you can't really see. You've just got to chuck it in, keep it flat across this curb. I can't even see Nathan over the other end now. We must be getting further and further behind. Even if I hadn't screwed up the first lap, I'm not sure I would have had a chance here. They seem very, very quick.
Another win for Ravenwest. Kind of inevitable.
Okay. Mick doesn't have much confidence right now. But it is another win for Ravenwest. I've dropped further and further back. It's a really cool track in reverse though. That's the one thing I've learned from this particular race.
It wasn't your day, kid.
15 seconds in the end that Nathan's won that by. Okay, so I've just found out that you can, if you want to, redo those events. So that's good to know. I can always come back to it if I need to. But the main thing is, as you can see, Euro A license is complete. That's all the endurance stuff, the LMP1s and LMP2s. We do still have some prototypes in the Global Racing League, but that is it for the Audi. So thank you. You've been an amazing car. I don't need you anymore. I think since we've just been in the Formula 3 car, I should jump into the Philips World Championship for open wheel cars, and we will do a few of those races to end the episode. There's 5 rounds. We're just going to do a couple just now. Detroit, Okatama, Milan, Washington and Istanbul Park. Dalara's looking much nicer in its proper Rick Racing colour scheme rather than that random default black livery it got last time. So this should be good fun. Let's get on with it.
Ravenwest. Just our luck. We should aim for 3rd.
Me and Joachim are starting right down the back. I still keep getting that pronunciation wrong. It's either Joachim or Joachim, I'm not sure. And oh, that's not good.
Okay.
Now thankfully, because it's the first round of the championship, I can just retire from the whole thing and restart. I can't do that every time, but I need to be so careful with the AI here. They're mental in the Formula 3 cars. So I'm just going to stick to the outside lines, find the space, and wait for the AI to make mistakes, because that is what they tend to do in this championship. But with Ravenwest in the field as well, that is going to be so much tougher.
No surprise, I caught up to you.
We're last and second last, and you're making sassy comments. Okay, we've got a bit of a sandwich heading into the chicane. I'm going to slow down.
Apologize unreservedly. Right now, I'm in the last position.
That was so weird. He turned very posh for a second. There's a car in the air. What is going on?
Okay, you've moved into 9th.
9th, apparently.
Ravenwest are leading this race.
Ravenwest out in front already. I'm stuck down in 9th, battling with crazy AI cars. Long way off. It's going to be a tough season.
Is in the car in front.
Another AI crasher in front. That's P8.
Driver just spun out.
That is what I'm going to have to absolutely rely on in this championship. Hopefully this first track isn't my strongest. And the good thing is I've got 3 laps, so I can still make up some positions. But I'm just going to be relying on the AI making mistakes, because trying to beat Ravenwest in this is going to be so difficult. Got another AI spinner. That's helped me a huge amount, and that's up into P5 now. Why can't it have been Rick Scott that spun out? I don't think Ravenwest make mistakes, by the way. I think they are perfect. I'm definitely beginning to get the hang of the track, get the hang of the car. It's too late probably to challenge for the win, but I'm at least going to score some decent points. There's another AI spinner, as predicted. And that's P4. Tried to back out of that one to avoid contact. We're going to take P3 though, and interestingly enough, it is a Ravenwest 1-2 out in front. I can actually see them though.
Great driving.
Do you know what? I think I'm slightly catching them. I've got 1 lap to go. I could finish first or second here. It's possible. Just got to really concentrate, nail all my apexes, get the right amount of curb, right amount of throttle. I can see both of them, they're right there, you know. Gonna nail this chicane. No, no, don't get a cone stuck under your car. Go away. That's going to be it. That's going to be me having to settle for third now. The last few laps of this race have given me confidence.
Kind of inevitable.
I think I'm quick enough to beat Ravenwest. I just need to get a clean start.
We'll get you a podium spot. Well done.
When did I lose my front wing? Confirmation of the result then. At Ravenwest 1-2, I was third, and my teammate Muller was down in 10th. Now, obviously that's not great, but if I'm being honest, my focus is on Ravenwest at the moment. Those two at the front need to be stopped.
Here's the team to beat, but this driver is one who will give you a run for your money.
Okay, Okatama, round 2 of this championship, and it's going to be the final race in this episode. I'm starting 8th, which isn't too bad. Try and get a good start with less wheel spin. Not the end of the world. Now this is the full Okatama, no it's not, it's the short Okatama track because it's 6 laps. So this,
You are in my rear view. I'm the car ahead.
okay, around the outside, this should suit the Formula 3 car. It should be flat everywhere. The problem is I don't know how quick the AI are going to be. And my teammate is kind of blocking me a little bit. We'll try and get him out of the way.
I am directly behind you.
Hopefully everyone stays closely together and I can just get around them. You can already see Ravenwest, the 1-2 up in front, I believe. I've got no space to make my way around these guys here just yet.
Spun out.
Okay, should I take an inside line here? The AI are too fast at this place so far. I just have to be so careful to avoid contact heading into the corners. Nope. Okay, that's not so bad. Still can't really pick my way through. Still down in 8th place. I know I've got more pace. I just need the space. Almost took that flat, but just didn't want to take a risk. P7 now. We're already on lap 3. The AI car's gone off on the gravel. Just avoided him. Still not far behind the leaders. Oh! I honestly don't know what I can do about the other cars at this stage. Another spinner. They're just, those two at the front are just too far ahead. I honestly don't think I can do anything about it. Keeping it absolutely floored pretty much the whole lap. Need to watch out for the AI here because you saw what happened when I tried to get in inside last time. Cut back. It's going to be P3 again. You can be flat out for the whole lap without lifting. And you can see the benefits there. I've closed right in again. Faster through this last corner. Try an undercut. We're going to go side by side with Nathan. Come on.
Currently, Ravenwest are out in front.
I've not lifted, not hit the brake pedal. Hold the inside line. Little bit of contact. Not for the first time with Ravenwest. Now just defend for your life until the end. We've got a gap. And that's going to be it. It's going to be a race win in race 2. A nice fight back. We take the challenge to Ravenwest. Come on.
I can't believe you beat me.
That was actually an absolutely epic race. So much fun. Really took the battle to Ravenwest, and as you can see, 20 points. I'm physically tired after that, and it was flat out the whole way. It's just the stress and the concentration required to not hit anybody. There's the current driver standings. I am second behind Rick Scott, 2 points, but I'm in the mix, and that is the main thing. I'm just going to have to win on the tracks where I'm competitive, and if I'm not competitive, I have to keep the car clean. I can't afford like a 10th or a 12th because Ravenwest are always going to finish first and second. So it's going to be very tough. So that is going to be it for this episode, and it has been a chaotic one to say the least. I did 4 different championships actually throughout that, although you only saw 3 of them unfortunately. But yeah, we had the very easy and serene Audi R10 where things were just straightforward, and then we had the intensity of the F3 against Ravenwest, which, you know, is tough. And if I win that championship, I'm going to deserve it. I really am, because just surviving those races is hard and tiring, and I love it. If you do want to see whether I can clinch the championship, make sure you tune back in next Sunday, and of course subscribe to the channel to not miss any episodes when they're being released. If you hit the little notification bell, you will also get the episodes appearing in your inbox, as well as all of our other Traxion content, of which there is a lot. But until I see you next time, thank you so much as always for watching, keep it pinned, and have a great night.